fantastic question. And first, I want to say that, I don't think I would be here today if it wasn't for my high school chemistry teacher. So I think that the, it's a very crucial part of a person's growth in educational learning, and it really, as I said, sets the stage. So it's even more important to think about that information. And the thing about science is that especially highly technical science, is that it doesn't do necessarily a great job of communicating its outcomes or its relevance to necessarily a younger population. And so some of the resources that I think that could be given, I mean, well, of course, there's local resources, like, for example, the Ontario Science Centre, which does a fantastic job with programming and offers programs online as well that addresses this topic. And prior to COVID-19, I was actually going to be involved in an Earth Day event there. And so if you're in the sort of the GTA area, that's a good sort of immediate resource. But beyond that, I mean, the internet is just incredible with the amount of information that it has available right now. And it's actually more about, less about where can I find the resources, and more about how do I know that these resources are accurate and these resources are reasonable. So I think it's more about the thing about environmental and climate change literacy is that it is being able to distinguish what's real science and what's real understanding, and what is more popular and populism, and then even what's plain wrong or even meant to deceive. So I would actually say that there are lots of resources out there, and news sources that are reputable. CBC, for example, is great. Actually, something that I do that I listen to all the time is our podcasts from CBC. And one of them is called Front Burner, and it's a daily podcast. And it's not just environment, but it's sort of the current event news of the day, and it's fantastic resource. And to comment a little bit about sort of information and how we digest information, I think that especially in my generation and younger generations, there's actually an appetite for more long-form journalism and long-form in-depth thinking now. I think we've kind of become tired, at least I've become tired, of the sort of headline culture of social media and sort of the clickbait article type stuff. And now there's more of an appetite to try to understand issues with context, not necessarily on a technical level, but to build a story and narrative around information. And so there are a lot of resources out there that can try to build stories and narratives around information. And when it comes to climate change and technology, I mean, you can look at it for hard technical information. For example, the United Nations or the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, they release reports all the time. Those are, of course, a little bit more technical in nature. But and then you can look at sort of more popular culture, like David Suzuki Foundation, and sort of the nature of things for more exciting and more accessible information. But really, it's about there's so much information. It's about being able to understand what is the right information, and then allowing your curiosity to go and feed into it. And actually, some of the things that I love doing is just going on a spiral into Wikipedia. Just start reading pages and then clicking links, then going further. And that's just as valid as anything else.
Well,